because I very much enjoy being a woman and embracing my womanhood, but I also like to present masculine as center.
So what's your name and how do you identify?
My name is Brooke, and I identify as a STEM, which is a little masculine of center.
My name is Angel, and I identify as a soft butch.
I'm Steph. I identify as lesbian, but also androgynous lesbian.
What cup size bra do you wear?
A.
I think I'm like between an A and a B, probably a B. I wear a size small sports bra.
Right now they're like a 32B. I used to be super heavy though, so that was.
You lost some cuppage?
Oh, I lost. Yeah, I used to be 265 pounds.
What are some ways you think lesbians can present masculine?
Do they really need to, though? That's my question.
With your mannerisms, of course, like how, like I'm always like the one opening the doors or like paying for the check.
I loved when somebody would say like, "Thank you, sir." I'm like, it's kind of cool. I'm a woman. I do identify as a woman. I like kind of bridging that, gap between masculine and feminine.
And also the way I dress, like I'm always wearing like baggier jeans or like more like tomboy or sporty since I was younger.
So I present more masculine. I get all of my shirts from like Polo or Abercrombie, men's small. Just because I like the way they look and the way they feel. I wear a lot of slacks.
Like you're a rich boy from Vermont. Have you noticed that most people that are in the lesbian community that identify as studs hide their chests? Or they'll like wear really tight sports bras to kind of like push their chests down?
I have, personally, like I said, I don't wear a normal bra, I wear a sports bra. I don't really consider it in my mind binding, but I do understand the points that the clothing looks better.
I think inherently masculinity is this, tight chiseled body, broad upper chest, but not like boobage.
I was more into that community when I was younger. Like I went to like college and I did drag for 4 years, and so I was more like the stud community. And mostly there was like how macho they are, and a lot of them in the stud community have large breasts, so they are trying to hide it.
I've said that, and everyone thinks. I swear, every butch girl I know has like big tits. Like,
yeah, huge. They have curves and they have huge tits, and so for them, when they want to be more masculine or presented that way, it's hard for them. They think that no one's gonna like respect them because they have these huge boobs in front of your face. So a lot of them like to hide that. I was blessed with smaller breasts, so it's not a big issue.
And honestly, I just feel more comfortable if I've got my matching Calvin underwear with my matching Calvin sports bra. I mean, that's.
Why do you think studs tend to do this?
If a guy's looking at you like to sexualize you, so I think that like they get that kind of a view like more like a sexual and like a feminine kind of way, because I guess a lot of people view as breasts being super feminine, and they don't consider themselves feminine. They want to be more portrayed as more masculine.
I don't really know. For me, like I said, I love the way it looks. I love the way it feels. I have no underwire cutting me. It's very functional.
Hiding the breasts is I think pretty common, as far as the stud self-identification.
Have you ever heard of a stud not taking off their sports bra or even their shirt off in bed?
I used to be that person, but I don't know that it was so much, with the self-identification of stud or butch or, the more masculine side of me. It was just, I was that self-conscious about my body.
Yeah, I've heard that a lot. Or the fact that they don't want to take the sports bra off, or they don't want to even be touched. They just want to like be givers and not do that, because I feel like a lot of that is not being comfortable in your own skin.
The binding, I'm trying to think of how it plays out in bed, right? Like when you're hot and heavy, you're like getting undressed. Do you just like go for it? It's not me. Sports bra comes off, everything's done.
The people that I know that have the same issues that I do, I think it's more of a body image thing than so much in protecting their masculinity. Masculinity is in the streets, not in the sheets. I've got an element of body dysphoria where it's like, having a larger chest makes me feel heavier. Chubby, at the time, butch identifying lesbian, trying to do a button down, your buttons are popping out because your boobs are everywhere. I hated that. So, having this and being like flat, I'm like, I love it.
Dysphoria with their gender, so like they don't accept those parts like vagina and their breasts, and so they're not comfortable with themselves, and so they rather be givers in that take. I don't even think that that's masculine, because if a guy had a penis and they get head and they do things like that, so I think it's more being uncomfortable with their gender.
How I present myself to the public is my image, but I'm a completely different person in the bedroom, so it's like.
Do you think it's possible to be both masculine and embrace being a woman at the same time?
100%. I think because I'm not one extreme or the other, I do sit quite center on the scale between like what you would consider being between like masculine and feminine?
I think so. I mean, I think that just being comfortable with your own body too, because then you have transgender, but then you have studs or like butches or soft butches that are like, no, I don't want to be transgender. I don't want to transition to being a male. I'm a female.
I'm just very comfortable and embrace, in fact, being a woman. I love the fact that I'm a woman. I love the fact that I'm a strong, independent, and powerful woman, and I think that the way I present my gender and my expression and the clothing that I wear and the way I hold a presence, it's important for me to present myself that way, but I don't think that anyone else's expression necessarily diminishes that.
So I think that even when I was younger and I was doing like drag, and I was like super masculine, and I thought that that's the category that I had to fit in, that I was like that, like I like to give, and I didn't want to take my clothes off, and I just wanted to like please a feminine woman. But I think as I got older, so I can be more masculine, I can be more feminine, I can wear shirts that are like buttoned down and show my breast or my chest, and I'm okay with it. So I just feel like once you're comfortable with your own skin, you're okay with like expressing yourself more.
I'm not trans in any means, I just am masculine. The more I've gotten comfortable with my sexuality and my gender identity, the more I've made a name for myself in my career, and I'm able to be less rigid in who I think everyone else is telling me I should be. The more comfortable I am in presenting and expressing, which is in button-ups and slacks.
Since you're okay embracing your chest, you're completely okay with being a more, what do you call it, soft butch, a more masculine woman, and you're proud of your chest. So, I mean, would you care to show your chest? This video is about the fact that you can be a woman and be proud of your body, yet still be masculine. What do you think? I think you look comfortable. I think you feel comfortable.
Yeah,
I think you look confident, which is sexy. Like if I was into studs,
yeah,
and a stud embraced her body, she could be the most masculine girl in the world. I would think it's hot because she loved who she was.
Yeah,
So that's all this video is about. It's like embracing your inner masculinity, but not being ashamed of your body at the same time.